Hello everyone. Once we know who is a banker and who is a customer, we can clearly understand the relationships between a banker and customer. Any dispute between two parties can be settled only on the basis of the nature of the existing relationship between the two. Hence, it is imperative that one should know the exact relationship that exists between a banker and a customer. The type of relationship depends on the nature of dealings between the two. These relationships falls under two broad categories, namely, first one, general relationship, second one, special relationship. General relationships are primary or basic relationships between the banker and customer, wherein special relationship confers to the rights and duties and some special features of the relationship between the banker and customer. This video is made in two parts. In the first part, we discuss about the general relationships, and in the second part, we discuss about the special relationships. So, my dear student friends, shall we start? General relationships. The general relationships are of five types. First one, bailior and bailee relationship. Second one, truster and trustee relationship. Third one, agent and principal relationship. Fourth one, debtor and creditor relationship. Fifth one, creditor and debtor relationship. Among all these relationships, debtor and creditor relationship and creditor and debtor relationship are very important. Before I explain all these points, I would like to ask you one question. Is there a depository relationship? The answer is yes and no as well. Confused? Let me explain. Before I answer to the question, one should know what is depository. A depository is one, that is banker in this case, who receives some valuables from customer and returns the same on demand. There is a depository relationship between a banker and customer in some situations, such as banker accepting some valuable documents or jewelry etc. from customers and deposited in safe custody lockers. It is so because if a customer deposited some valuable jewelry in the safe custody lockers, the banker has to return the same on his demand. So there will be depository relationship. In case if the banker accepts cash from customer for deposit, there will not be any depository relationship between them. It is so because if a customer insists upon the return of the same coins and currency notes, then a banker cannot run his main business, namely lending. So in bailior and bailee, truster and trustee and agent and principal relationship, there exists depository relationship between banker and customer. And where in case of debtor and creditor relationship and creditor and debtor relationship, there is no depository relationship. With this foundation of this concept, let us proceed to the types of general relationships. First one, bailior and bailee relationship. A banker acts as a bailee only when he receives articles for safe custody and not when he receives money on deposit account. In this case, the banker becomes bailee and the customer becomes bailior. Second one, truster and trustee relationship. A banker becomes a trustee under certain circumstances. For instance, when money is deposited for a specific purpose, till that purpose is fulfilled, the banker is regarded as a trustee for that money. Say for example, if a customer deposited 10,000 rupees in a bank and instructed him to utilize this money only to buy some shares, that money will be utilized for that purpose only. So also when a check is given for collection, till the proceeds are collected, he holds the check as a trustee. Third one, agent and principal relationship. The agent-principal relationship is said to exist between a banker and his customer when the banker buys and sells shares, collects checks, bills, dividend warrants, coupons, and pays insurance premia, subscriptions, etc. on behalf of his customer. In this case, banker becomes agent and customer becomes principal. Fourth one, Debtor and creditor relationship. Technically speaking, a banker will become debtor when he accepts deposits from his customer. Customer will become creditor as he is depositing, that is lending money to banker. There is a difference between an ordinary debtor to that of a banking debtor. A banking debtor is a privileged debtor and he enjoys certain privileges over an ordinary debtor. Banker as a privileged debtor. The privileges enjoyed by a banker are: first one, creditor seeking out the debtor. The creditor, that is the customer, must come to the banker and make deposits with the bank, where in case of ordinary debtor, debtor himself comes to the creditor and collects or borrows money. Second one, importance of place. In case of ordinary debt, place doesn't matter, but in case of banking debt, the deposit by the customer must be made only at the particular branch where the account is kept. Third one, importance of time. Time is not an essential element in the case of an ordinary debt, whereas the demand for repayment of a banking debt should be made only during the specified banking hours. Fourth one, without security. The banker is able to get the deposit money without giving any security to the customer, while it is not possible in the case of an ordinary debtor. Here again, the banker is a privileged person because he is acting as a secured creditor. He insists upon the submission of adequate securities by the customer to avail of the loan or cash credit facilities. Fifth one, non-applicability of the Law of Limitation Act. The law of limitation, which is applicable to all debts, lays down that a debt will become a bad one after the expiry of 3 years from the date of the loans will not be applicable for banking debts. These are the privileges given to the banker as a privileged debtor. And the fifth relationship is creditor and debtor relationship. The debtor-creditor relationship holds good in the case of a deposit account, but in the case of loan, cash credit, and overdraft, the banker becomes a creditor and the customer assumes the role of a debtor. Here again, the banker is a privileged person because he is acting as a secured creditor. He insists upon the submission of adequate securities by the customer to avail of the loan or cash credit facilities. So my dear student friends, I hope you understand the concept. If not, watch it again. Still, if you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comment section. Meet you in the next video. Happy learning. Bye-bye.